This is the recipe that I was sent. I mean, it's so much science. It's like math. Like you have percentages and you have fractions. So this is obviously a very high level recipe and in the style that you would send it to the manufacturers. But when I first laid eyes on it, I was like, what? Don't worry, on the website, it's gonna be much simpler. It's Cesar with the Food52 Test Kitchen, and I'm here with my old friend, Ben Van Leeuwen of Van Leeuwen Ice Cream. And we're gonna be making a special holiday flavor together. Ben, what are we making?
Crème Fraîche ice cream with caramelized onion, brown sugar latkes, and an apple compote. So this is inspired by my favorite part of Hanukkah growing up, which was eating latkes. And we thought, how do we incorporate that into ice cream? How do we make it taste like a latke? But how do we make it really good, which means not too savory?
Show me how to make it, let's do it.
Let's do it.
First things first, we're gonna make our caramelized onion latke brittle, I guess.
Caramelized onion latke taffee.
Taffee, that's true.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
like a taffee consistency.
It's pretty chewy.
So I have this heating up. I think we're good. We're starting with caramelizing the onions, so do the honors for me.
All right, we're gonna caramelize the onions. And growing up, latkes were the best part of Hanukkah to me, and we thought about a Hanukkah flavor with some apple
What's your
compote.
process when you're like thinking of these flavors? Like,
I think with like a shock flavor, because latke ice cream is sort of a shock flavor. We want to do two things with the shock flavor. We want to actually make it delicious. It can't just be shocking for the sake of shocking, but then we also want to make it taste like what it is, right?
So as you're doing that, let me work on the potato. So we're actually grating potato. I really appreciate that it is an actual grated, and we go through all the motion. Well, and you guys do play with savory and sweet a lot, don't you?
We have, yeah. I mean, we've made a mac and cheese ice cream, which was actually very good.
That was surprisingly good. When
Yeah.
Ben, when I first saw that, I was like, what is going on over there? I don't know if you remember this, but you had just opened, since we have a very long history together, you had just opened the factory in Greenpoint, and you and I made a basil black pepper ice cream. Do you remember
Cesar,
that?
I do remember that.
You do remember that? Well,
Didn't sell well though.
I did.
Yeah.
I think it was too ahead of its time, man. Like people weren't ready for that yet.
I think we were too ahead of our time there in a way.
Yeah.
We were doing so many crazy flavors.
I feel like the one that people were always surprised by was like the Earl Grey. Remember Earl Grey? And everyone was like, oh, this tastes like Fruity Pebbles.
Which is
it does kind of taste like
Which
Fruity
is a
Pebbles.
big hit. The tea flavors work really well.
So I just grated the potato, added a little salt, which is gonna help draw out some of that liquid. So I'm just gonna let this sit for like a second as these onions continue to caramelize. And we gave the onions a little help. We added some brown sugar, which some people like, it's like a faux pas for some reason, but I'm like, no, like, why not? Like I always add a little sugar to my...
Particularly for this recipe.
Yeah.
Because we're making dessert.
People are like, oh, the onion should have its own natural sweetness. It does, but a little extra sugar, like...
And anything you're adding into ice cream, so if you're making this flavor, another one, if you're adding an inclusion, which is like a chunk of something in the ice cream, you need it to have a sugar level above a certain percentage.
With fat, especially, like, you need a lot of flavor to, like, cut through the fat, right? Like, that's also, like, when you're cooking something really, like a steak, you need more salt than you think. 'Cause
Exactly.
the fat kind of, like,
You need
creates a
that-
barrier.
But then you also need it as the antifreeze to keep everything soft.
All right, so I'm just wringing out this potato, get that moisture out. We don't want any ice crystals in our...
Nice.
All right.
And we salted those a little bit.
We did.
So we'll...
Clean kitchen towel, or you can use a cheesecloth as well. So once we get a little more color on these, I think we're gonna add these in, along with some more salt and pepper and even more sugar.
More brown sugar.
And then we're gonna finish this in the oven, right?
Yes. We're gonna bake it off slowly, kind of dehydrate it.
Nice.
And create this chewy taffy cookie.
So let's throw our potatoes in. Salt. Pepper.
And just so everyone knows, this is not how we would make a latke for Hanukkah dinner.
Yeah,
This is how we were making the latke cookie. But it will give you that taste, but we're going heavier on the onion and heavier on the sugar because we thought that would really give us what we wanted in ice cream. Because with a latke, you're going more for like saltiness and texture when you're making an actual latke. We're not gonna get the texture, and we don't want too much saltiness in ice cream, so we thought, how can we bring them that flavor? Let's focus on the onion, let's keep the potato in there, but let's go higher on the sugar.
I love telling this story of, I used to work for a private chef, and we hosted a latke party, and the chef tells me, all right, Cesar, like, you're in charge of latkes. I never made a latke in my life. I was so scared. I was like, oh, okay. And like, I went into the bathroom with my phone. And I just Googled. I was like, how to make latkes. You know, 2 minutes, I'm back. I'm like, okay, like let's make the latkes.
And how were they?
So the woman of the house came up to me. She's like, who made the latkes? I'm like, oh my god. She's like, those were the best latkes I've ever had in my life. So
I mean, that's what happens when a good chef makes a latke.
Latkes have a place in my heart because of that.
This is beautiful.
Excited.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so
I think we're ready to bake.
So we got a baking sheet lined with some parchment. So then this goes into the oven low and slow, 200 degrees, I believe.
200 degrees, depending on your oven. Probably 90 minutes to 3 hours.
So it's gonna get dark. It's gonna get deep, caramelized.
Caramelized and drier. We want to cook all of that water off.
So I have one that we made ahead of time, because otherwise this video would be 5 hours long. So this guy cooked down, and I just tore it into pieces that look, you know, as close to latkes as possible. So you're right. This really is like a taffy.
Latke taffy cookie.
So step one done. Our latke caramelized onion cookie taffy concoction is complete.
Okay, so Hanukkah dinner, best thing, latkes, applesauce, crème fraîche sour cream. So we're making a crème fraîche ice cream, and into that we're gonna mix some apple compote. This one's easy. Apples. We have sugar.
So crème fraîche ice cream. So the crème fraîche is
cinnamon.
Keep going.
The crème fraîche is the ice cream base. So we're making this ice cream with milk, crème fraîche, egg yolks, cane sugar, a little bit of sea salt.
No heavy cream.
No heavy cream. So we're getting a lot of fat from the crème fraîche, so we don't need the fat from the cream. What we're gonna do with the custard is we're gonna make the custard with milk, eggs, and sugar, and then we're gonna add the crème fraîche at the end when it's cooled, because we don't want to break the emulsion in the crème fraîche. The acid in the crème fraîche would kind of curdle it if we added it to the heat.
Could you technically do that with like cream cheese or like sour cream?
100%. And these are some of my favorite ice creams.
Yeah.
Sour cream, crème fraîche, yogurt, labna. All you need to do is find out what the total milk solids on the other component you're adding are and the total fat, and then you use a spreadsheet to adjust.
Just as you're talking about it, like all I see in my head is like that meme of like the math happening and the woman like all confused. So there's a lot of thinking that goes into.
And once you get it, it's really easy. And the reason our base recipes are more complicated is I've always liked making ice cream without gums and stabilizers. Those aren't necessarily bad for you, they don't necessarily taste bad, but I love that clean taste of a custard that's just rich with butter fat, with the solids and fat from egg yolks. And that's why when we're adding new components, whether it's sour cream, whether it's crème fraîche, whether it's yogurt, whether it's a fruit, we'll need to up the fat on everything else. If you get really good at adjusting that, you don't need the stabilizers. And we think you can make the best ice cream.
Would you consider yourself self-taught?
100% on ice cream, yeah.
Because you used to work on a Good Humor truck back in the day.
That's how I got started.
These are the origins.
I mean, I was a senior in high school. I needed a summer job. I saw an advertisement in the local newspaper in Connecticut where I grew up. Long story short, we rented an ice cream truck. It was probably a 40-year-old ice cream truck that broke down constantly. We bought Good Humor ice cream bars, so strawberry shortcakes, chipwich cookie sandwiches, cotton candy popsicles. We sold them off that truck. I did that for 2 summers. Second summer, I saved up enough money to travel for 9 months by myself. So I went to Europe, I went to Southeast Asia, and I never thought on that trip I'm gonna make ice cream for a living, but I was excited by the food. I was excited by like the accessibility. I said, that's really cool. And I think in the end, I wanted to do ice cream because I saw it as something where we could use pistachios from Bronte, Sicily.
One
Excellent
of my
chocolates.
favorite flavors, the
Great.
pistachio.
These really good ingredients,
Yeah.
and you do charge a little more, but it's still affordable.
Yeah.
What got us so excited about it was the ingredients.
We're almost there, huh? So,
Yeah, I think probably another 5 minutes, and we're good.
So we're looking for like a deep golden brown color,
Deep
almost
golden
like a
brown.
like a jam.
We want to reduce the mass of the apple, get the water out by like 70%. I was saying I love the latkes with applesauce, but what I'd love even more is latkes with a very elegant apple compote where those apples still have some structure.
And we're gonna finish it with a little vanilla, and this was apple brandy.
That is apple brandy.
I mean, this smells like junior high to me. Like,
But that's nice apple brandy.
yeah, it is. It is.
From France. And I do want to add those after our heat's gone. Otherwise, we're gonna like burn off
cook it
so
out.
much of the flavor.
And then ultimately, what we're left is this guy.
So nice.
So, latke, brittle, taffy is ready. Our apple compote is ready. What's next?
I think we make the ice cream.
All right, our crème fraîche base. All right, let's make it.
Okay, it's time to make the ice cream base.
The actual ice cream.
Yeah, we're gonna do something that you don't usually see in home ice cream making. I'm going to Vitamix milk with milk powder. We're adding milk powder to get even more solids in there. It's gonna make it yummier. And we're using the Vitamix so we successfully homogenize or mix everything. In the factory, we have a Vitamix, not actually Vitamix, but it's like, you know,
Huge
massive,
blender.
massive. And that blending process will only help the quality of your product. So we've got our milk, we've got our milk powder. How do we turn this puppy on?
Awesome. Higher?
Higher. Okay, I think we're good.
So this is like super milk.
Super milk. We're gonna add to a double boiler. It will help prevent overcooking your eggs. So you wanna cook your custard to like maybe 172, 173 degrees. If you go over that, you're gonna start cooking your egg yolks and you're gonna get a grainy texture and you're gonna change the taste. It's gonna be too eggy.
You're gonna get scrambled eggs.
You're gonna get scrambled eggs. If you go too far under that, you're not going to get all those like amazing emulsification properties out of the egg yolks. So we wanna go right there. So right now I'm dissolving the sugar into the milk. So you've got 3 eggs. If you're playing with ice cream making at home, you can always go higher on egg yolks. You'll get a different taste, you'll get a different texture. Okay, 140. This is a good point to start tempering our egg yolks. So I've got my egg yolks mixed up. Just gonna add a little bit of that hot liquid to the eggs.
So this is what's known as tempering, right?
Tempering. So we're gently introducing them to heat because we don't want to put them in there and shock them with heat. We also want to dilute the egg mixture before putting it in. So I'm gonna actually whisk these quickly because I want to incorporate it quickly. I don't want the heat to like grab any big chunks of egg. So right now we have the egg yolks to coagulate. We have the milk solids, but what we're missing is the fat and even more milk solids. So we're gonna finish cooking this. You wanna move slowly. You know, in the same way that like to make the softest, most luxurious scrambled eggs, you cook them slowly.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're good. We're going to ice bath this. Just into here, it's hot. You got it? Okay, so we're gonna rapidly cool that down. We're gonna arrest the cooking process. Okay. All right, ready for our crème fraîche.
Let's do it.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. What is crème fraîche?
What is crème fraîche, Ben?
Cultured cream. We used to make it in-house for the bakery.
Really?
So we would take heavy cream, we would add a little bit of buttermilk, which had the culture, cheesecloth it out at room temperature, so 70 degrees for 24 hours, and you had crème fraîche. Okay, we're whisking in our crème fraîche.
That wasn't too hard. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, we've got our crème fraîche custard.
That wasn't too scary.
And now we're going to spin this into ice cream. You know what? I forgot to add my salt. That's okay. I'm gonna add it right now.
Always salt your sweets, right?
Always, yeah. Okay, we're ready to go.
All right,
let's
so now,
taste.
Clean pinky, maybe?
Sure. Perfect. Yeah, really good. Okay, guys, we're gonna make
what is this monster?
This is an ice cream machine. So all an ice cream machine does is spin around and get cold. So we're gonna pour this ice cream mix in. Let me pour that first. So again, this gets cold and it spins. All right. Okay. We are spinning.
So explain to me, what is happening? Like, why does it need to spin?
So it is spinning to incorporate air. So if we just put this mix into the freezer, even into a very cold freezer, we would have the exact taste we wanted, but we wouldn't have that lushy, light texture. So we need the air to make it scoopable. So we're looking for that, and all we're doing right now, the goal is freeze this as quickly as possible. Reason for that is the faster we freeze it, the smaller the ice crystals are. The smaller the ice crystals are, the smoother it's going to taste.
All right, Ben.
All right, we got our crème fraîche ice cream. Let's add some latkes and some apple compote. Let's move fast because this is gonna really pulverize it. Look at that. Yes. Oh my gosh.
This is really gratifying.
This is, I think, one of the best Hanukkah ice cream flavors that's ever been made in the history of ice cream making. I haven't seen them all, but we came up with this on last week or 2 weeks ago.
We did.
We met for like 20 minutes. And we're like, let's make this crème fraîche latke flavor. All right, we're going overboard on inclusions.
All right, we're getting crazy. This is a chunky ice cream.
Okay, ice cream's finished.
Let's do it.
So now we're gonna take this soft serve consistency ice cream and we are going to put it into this vessel. I'll do the first one. Look at that. That is nice.
See, I'm happy with it just like that. Oh man,
We got our inclusions in there. So we're gonna put this into our freezer, and the freezer is going to make it colder. And after like 5 hours, depending on how cold your freezer is, it's gonna be hard packed ice cream. It's beautiful.
I'm quite pleased with myself.
So we made a shock flavor. Crème fraîche ice cream, caramelized onion latkes, and apple compote. But it's a shock flavor that actually tastes good and tastes like what it is. Shall we try?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for making ice cream with me.
It's amazing. The onion and the apple is so good together.
That's really good.
Really good, really unique. Eatable. I want to keep eating it. Mm-hmm. We actually were so excited about this flavor that we decided to make enough to sell into most of our scoop shops.
So by the time this video comes out, you can go to your nearest Van Leeuwen on the East Coast and find this flavor that we just made together, that we just made up together. That's super exciting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're really excited.
That's
it's
special.
like we're doing a micro batch.
Ben Van Leeuwen, thank you for coming to make ice cream with me. It was really nice reconnecting with you. It's been quite a long time, but this feels like a very full circle moment for me. And we made a beautiful flavor together, so thank you. And you can find the recipe down below and find this flavor at your local Van Leeuwen.